Now, I had no idea that what Chigee would do would actually, they would put a SIM card into the new version of it, the AIO-6. It can do whole sorts of different things. You can actually have an emergency contact. If something were to happen, the Chigee will contact my emergency contact, and I think that's actually extremely useful for me. It's nice that you have this information right in front of you instantly. I never thought that I would want as part of my motorcycle. I'm Jinno Rufino. I'm not a contractor, nor am I a Nepo baby, but I am a journalist, both sports and motoring. You know, to be honest with you, the Chigee AIO-5 I thought was already pretty good. In fact, I thought it was perfect. I didn't think that you could improve on it. Now, I had no idea that what Chigee would do would actually, they would put a SIM card into the new version of it, the AIO-6, and then you can do a whole sorts of different things. So it never occurred to me of all the stuff that the AIO-6 can do. But from the AIO-5, if you ask me what I thought could be better, off the bat, off the top of my head, I would say the video quality was something that I was hoping was better, and this one answers it. Because the AIO-6 now has a SIM card, it can do whole sorts of different things. You can actually have an emergency contact, which I think is very useful, and it's a peace of mind type of thing. So if something were to happen, hopefully not, but if something were to happen, the Chigee will contact my emergency contact and let me know of my location. So that's something that I thought was ingenious for Chigee to include on the AIO-6. On top of that, you can also track. So if I wanted to, which I don't think I would, but if I wanted to, I would give access to the device to somebody, and they can track where I am at any time. Those are just some of the things that the new Chigee AIO-6 can do, that because it has a SIM card, it has the capability to do a lot of different things that, again, I never thought was possible, or I never thought that I would want as part of my motorcycle. Through the Chigee app, you can, well, you can see it on this too, but you can check the tire pressure even before you get on a ride, or you go on a ride, I should say. You can also monitor the weather on the device. And these are stuff that you probably don't really think that you would need, but when you get on the bike, it's nice that you have this information right in front of you instantly. So it's stuff that, again, that you don't think about it, especially if you've been riding for quite some time and you don't really, you've never really had that. But because now it's been introduced to you, it's been introduced to me, it's something that I absolutely appreciate. You know, with the better quality video, it's now still 1080p, but it's 60 frames per second, so the quality is a little bit better than the previous model AIO-5. And because the screen is bigger, you can see more. You can see it clearer as well, and it's much appreciated. But something that I absolutely love, because I use the Insta360 cameras quite often, you can actually control that on the device. Because I use the Insta360 cameras quite often, this is the X5, I can actually put this camera on the bike in front of me, and I can control on whether to record or not through the Chigee. And I think that's actually extremely useful for me because I use that quite often for my YouTube channel. And it's something, again, I never thought I would need on a device like this, but I'm really extremely thankful that it's available. Now, something else that I love about the AIO-6 is because the old one, the AIO-5, if somebody were to mess around with your bike, if it was parked somewhere and then somebody were to move it around, it would record. But with the new version AIO-6, it would record, and then I can actually view it on my phone as it's happening. So I see what's going on immediately, instantly, for, you know, the anti-theft device added to the Chigee AIO-6. Typically, I would not take out the Chigee. I mean, for the AIO-5, I never took it off the bike. But because this is something that I'm sure will be very desirable for many people out there, there is an added safety thing here that you can actually take it off like that and just keep this with you for safekeeping. And especially if you're riding to different areas around the country, you're staying overnight in a place that you're not exactly super familiar with, you probably want to take it out just for safety purposes. And then to be able to put it back on, it's actually quite simple as well, just like that. And there you go. So the Chigee AIO-6, this is something that I never thought I would need. But because it's been introduced to me, because I can see the functionality, because I can see how useful it is with basically all the information that's available on it, I think it's something that every rider out there could use, could benefit from. I mean, it's not something instantly that you'd be like, if you're riding a motorcycle, I wish I had a Chigee. But once you have it, and once you realize what it can do, you're like, yeah, I'm glad I have a Chigee.